GM, we're going into potentially getting Bitcoin up to 65K. We're very, very close, but it could go the other way. Let's go through everything and a whole lot more. Remember, the goal of this live stream and all my live streams and all my content is to save you time. So let's dive in. So starting here, very, very important. So China announces multiple rate cuts and lower the bank reserve ratio requirements. We don't know this exactly, but essentially the legacy bank system is not like Camino or Aave. You can have like 1/8 the amount of assets. So you can have $1 billion worth of assets or deposits, and you can lend out 8 times that. And when you do it like this, you start to get this crazy euphoric zone. And our rate cut here, we had a rate cut, which we just saw just recently with the Federal Reserve. And of course, Bitcoin and Sol and everything else went up, meme coins especially. Now, China's a massive market. Crypto is kind of illegal. And, oh, sorry, am I frozen again? I have a strange feeling that I'm frozen on screen. I apologize. I might just have to take off my camera for today's live stream until I work out why. All right, let's take me away. Okay, so all right. Everyone should be able to hear me. Okay, so the reason, this is how it all works. So the China goes and decreases things, and you start to get the Asian markets involved with actually getting into these high risk assets. So that's that. We're basically going up based on what we can see out of China. Now, also, China's issuing, basically they're printing money, $284 billion of sovereign debt as part of fresh fiscal stimulus per sources. 284 billion is just the tip. This will go to trillions and trillions. China, as we can see, like what happens next, a Bitcoin price go up, basically. Now, how the total liquidity index actually works, this is a speculation play from Raoul Pal. Raoul Pal is a macroeconomic genius, essentially. When this number goes up, the Bitcoin price is always or tended to always increase, right? You can see it here, crazy. You can see it here. We've already lifted up a little bit, and we can go up significantly further. There is a little bit of a lag. Markets lag global liquidity by 10 weeks. Anyone that's tuning in now, my camera has frozen, which is why you're not seeing my face today. Apologies. And then here is the long-term chart for cowbell. So like this is increased liquidity coming in versus BTC. So once again, we see this pickup of global liquidity here, and then we can see the price of BTC right here. Now, BTC goes up, it pulls up the market cap in general. This is also very interesting. So this is the US regaining dominance versus the rest. Now, they're not going to know this, particularly completely accurately, but you're going to know it in terms of ETFs or Coinbase holdings or something like that, potentially. But as more and more BTC goes onshore to US customers or whatever, then once again, the price is always increased. Well, I mean, since 2015 anyway, you can see the same thing. The US markets do decide things particularly massively, but we've just got a little bit of a pickup here, just very small, but it's just the start of something to happen. Also, September is normally known to be atrociously bad. It's, it's down markets, but we've actually seen net positive since the 1st of September. There's been more ETFs inflows into Bitcoin, not factoring in Ethereum. I don't think that's doing very well, but coming in, we've got more stuff coming in here as opposed to people actually selling their ETFs, which we've seen a couple of months here of down. So this is another very bullish thing. And this is available at CoinGlass, and this is a great website. But we were expecting to be in the red for the entirety of the month, but things have changed. Obviously, we've got token 2049, we have breakpoint, there's other things, and they can be catalysts as well. We've still got a couple of days. We could, start to peak down. We'll go over that shortly. But remember, it's an election year. So if we have a look at 2020, that was the pre-election year, and 2016, it was a little bit up there. But what comes next is what we're after. We're already kind of understanding that September is not going to be massive green. But look at 2016. This is so early that not many people were in crypto. So it's not like the perfect example. But we could see October, November, December, green, green, green. 2020, green, green, green. I mean, last year was green. But I'm expecting, and nothing's financial advice, never will be, I'm expecting green, green, green in Bitcoin monthly returns for Q4 2024. Here, we can see Sol's up a little bit. BTC, we were very, very close to 65K. We were like 64,900-ish. We've come down slightly, but 65K is the point where we can start we need to crack that. From one of my researchers, Tyler's research. Fear and Greed Index, 50. Sorry, also back on this, also per Jason Pizzino, who is, professionally a trader. Fear and Greed is neutral, so it's right there in the middle. Nothing exciting here, and that's okay. Remember, we were here, and this is when we always know we come up. We were here, and this is when you wanted to be buying, and now we're here. We haven't got greedy or anything like this, but remember, not financial advice, but we want to buy in this area. So this is what we're talking about when we need to break the 65,000. So this is the Japan sell-off trade when the Japanese yen gained value versus the US and just went crazy. We had this, this wick down, bit of a scam wick, but we had a lower low. Essentially, we had a lower low here. Sorry, we had a lower low, then we had a higher low. We've had another higher low, and now we need to get past 65 before we start to instill confidence in investors. Now let's move on to some unlocks. So I've just gone to the wrong page here. Let's see if we can go back here. There are some big unlocks coming up, and I did release another video, 10K to 100K video today, and where I talked about getting SUI. Just keep in mind that there is a significant unlock coming in about 7 days, $110 million worth of stuff. I don't know at what price these investors actually got in, because SUI was invested in the height and the peak of the previous cycle, so at a massive valuation. But overall, there's nothing much other than just SUI. Like, there's a lot of these tokens I'm not familiar with. FET is doing very well. Like, this $6 million will be eaten up, I think. Portal, nothing I'm bullish on. OP token, 54 million. I would expect some price to move down on that, just because that's a pretty decent kind of unlock. But everything else, not too bad. And Cardano, no offense to anyone that likes Cardano, but like, it's not performing very well. So is it really what we're worried about right now? I don't think so. More bullish news here. PayPal now allows US businesses, so just US businesses, of which I believe there's like 16,000 or something, 16 million with US PayPal accounts, to withdraw Bitcoin and crypto to external wallets. We don't know exactly the specifics. All we know is third-party eligible wallets at present, but this is pretty massive. And that would have been really, really hard to do, just in terms of legislation and stuff like that. Also, have a look at this. This is very important, not because Solana's at the top, which of course is very important, but because of who's underneath. So Solana surpasses all other chains combined in net inflows over the last 3 months, almost $1 billion, which is, brilliant to see. A lot of money leaving Ethereum. You can pretty much tell, like, you don't want to be playing on these. If money's leaving these blockchains, can't really play on Bitcoin anyway, but if money's leaving them, they're going somewhere else. Money will go where it's treated best. Now, this is very interesting because SUI has got a decent amount, and this is the second highest amount after Solana when you factor in the actual SUI price and the market cap. So this is why I've put attention on SUI, and I had attention on SUI a couple of weeks ago. Just didn't have time to actually work out the thesis, and now the thesis is pretty clear. This here, though, ETH versus Sol, this is from Market Vector, and this is a subsidiary of Van Eyck, so kind of the goats. And what this is very interesting is they think that Solana has the potential to reach 50% of Ethereum's market cap, with predictions placing Sol at a price of $330 right now. You know, we go to a $10 trillion market cap. We're researching this right now to see what can we logically think we can reach. We've got this kind of fanboy target of $1,000. We're now going through like probably 20, 30 hours of research to think what can it reach. We should hopefully have that ready early next week. Remember to bookmark this always, the Solana calendar. It's a crypto calendar with a dominant emphasis on Solana. Come on down to the 26th. Got a few things going on here. Nothing crazy, hamster combat and whatnot, which didn't do terribly well. But remember, we weren't putting a lot of time into it. We've got some Devon stuff from Mad Lads happening tomorrow. But the big thing is active staking rewards vote tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. It starts and it goes for a few days. So if you're unsure of what this is, basically there's a whole lot of JUP, 215 million JUP. What do we do with it? Well, you get to decide. Here is the draft of what we're utilizing the excess Japanuary tokens. So we've got three options here, as I understand. Use the tokens to fund active staking rewards for the next 1 year, burn the 215 million tokens, or return the tokens to the community multisig. I can't really tell you, I mean, I can tell you what my thoughts are. For pure price speculation, if you burn the tokens and then you don't give them to the holders, then they're going to have to buy if they want. So numbers should go up, of course. At the same time, Jupiter's a product that's going to be around for forever. You know, ideally forever. Meow will grow the team. And, you know, if you continue to get tokens into the holders now, even if the price doesn't go up, like this is a token that's, you know, this Jupiter and whatnot, this is probably going to be something worth, you know, $500 billion or something pretty insane. Like very, very far in the future, 10 years, 15 years. I don't know exactly how long. So it's a hard decision to actually decide, but I'd probably go towards burning, to be honest. Burn, just let us cook. We'll see. Who knows? You do your own vote. Grass has some crazy news. I've spoken briefly about Grass, and I've spoken about Uprock, how these are probably the easiest cases of deepen, where there's so much product market fit, but because the token doesn't immediately explode, people are left going, this is not worth thousands of dollars, I'm fudding it. Now, they have not announced what they have actually raised. I could probably ping, and if he told me that if I was allowed to announce it, I would do so, but he'd probably tell me, the founder, but I wouldn't tell you unless he cleared me. And as they haven't announced it, we'll have to wait for a leak. We do have this as a leak, though. This is from ALO. And the amount of financing not disclosed is estimated to put Grass's valuation at $1 billion. Now, for context, Phantom Wallet and the peak was worth over $1 billion. They did a massive valuation. They raised like over 100 million. Magic Eden raised over 130 million. And these were too high. Like, you shouldn't be putting that much. This is silly, in my opinion. But I'm not a professional VC investor, so sometimes they get a little bit euphoric, though. Now, we're nowhere near a euphoria stage. So if this is true, if they've put it at $1 billion kind of valuation, then I'm expecting, $100 million of VC funding into this, which I don't think is going to be that high. But one thing is, we don't really care about that because we can't control that. What we can control is our Grass allocation. We can go and sell some right now. This was trading at like 38 cents, 40 cents. Now we're up to 90 cents, just like that. I'm just going to hold my Grass. I think this is, has a big value in the future, but we'll see how we go. Either way, if you want to, I've got tutorials on how to use this. You can go and sell some Grass token if you've got an allocation. Remember, you go and connect your wallet. Make sure you've connected your wallet at Grass, and do this by September 30th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. There'll be a note in the calendar. Always bookmark the calendar. Also, there's emails coming out from No Reply at Grass Foundation to remind you of this stuff. Whitelist domains that you know are trustworthy, and don't forget to do this. Don't leave it to the last day. Alex from Debrief Foundation, remember, DBR is launching on October 17th at 8 a.m. UTC, which is incredibly early. I don't know who's going to be awake for that, but I guess Asia will be awake for that. We'll have to see how the token does. Great bridge. See how the token goes. Now let's talk quickly about meme coins. So aka the BONK guy, he put his profile on private because people are botting him. So if you start to notice lots of tweets get botted, it's not him. He's not paying for anyone to bot. He doesn't need to pay anyone. Just people attacking him. He has the highest success rate of anyone that I've seen public on larger cap, non-chilly vibe meme coins. This is not financial advice, never will be. But, longing some whiff here or buying some whiff here and then selling at a higher price if it goes up, of course, not a bad idea, potentially. It still outperforms BONK. I think BONK's going to be in the winner in the end, but it hasn't been outperforming whiff. As for BONK, we had this kind of support. It was invalidated. This is a new support. Since kind of breakpointy times, it's gone up 20% or so. But you can, even buying a little bit now, maybe this is a buy zone for you, a bid zone down here, but even buying a little bit now, taking some profit. BONK will get up here again for sure. It's just, will it get up here before Sol starts to become, the trade? Who knows? All right, let's end with some actionables. Nothing is ever going to be financial advice, so I don't want to reiterate that, but that's the last time today. Take profits on Mother. Gave a call at $38 million market cap, and now it's at 130 mil. Pre-order Solana Seeker. I think it's obvious why. People have asked, this or Sol. If you can only choose one, I would just hold the Sol and stake it with Validator.com. Otherwise, if you can do both, and most of us can, I would do both. Stake some BONK at BONK Rewards and do the BONK Dragon tasks. I think you got until the end of the month. Watch my 10K to 100K video. This is where I jump into Sui. And then airdrop actionables. Sorry, the date. Let me update that. Airdrop actionables. Date 26th of September. Use Cube Exchange. Earn blocks. Submit your wallet to Grass dashboard. Claim your hamster allocation if you're eligible. It's not worth anything, so it's entirely up to you unless you've got a decent allocation. And use Camino Finance to be eligible for Camino airdrop. That's all for today. Thanks for joining. We'll catch you tomorrow.